the protest stuff is going to be more and more important, it seems to me. And I have to say, I've actually come around on protests, like wearing costumes to protests. I used to be anti that, but now I'm like, I think like these anti-ICE protests, putting on these costumes, I think at this point is like so effective in undercutting the argument that like these military interventions are necessary. I think it really, I am so sold on this. Do we have that video of that guy? What's that guy's name? The guy who sang the song?
Oh, yeah, that's in there.
This guy, he just goes out, and apparently he's done a bunch of stuff to irritate MAGA protesters in the past. And he is now going out and...
he went to that staging site in Broadville, Illinois, the ICE staging site outside of Chicago.
And what number is it? Do we have it? Or okay. And this guy is so annoying and so both annoying and benign. I love it. This is the kind of stuff like this is where this stuff works. When you are trying to show the ridiculousness, the cosplay, the abuse. This guy, I don't even think he's from Illinois. I think he went up. So he's an outside agitator. He's an outside agitator dressed in a...
So is the Texas National Guard, I'd say.
Yeah. Is he in a dinosaur costume?
Yeah, he's in a dino costume.
Yeah, he's in a dinosaur costume, but he also sings. So listen to this.
Hell yeah. All around me are ICE agents. Hate all races except white faces. Early to catch brown people. No expression. Just for...
He's doing the lockjaw tip from One Battle After Another with his chin there. The guy up.
The cop.
The cop is.
Yeah, the ICE guy. Yeah, he's really like it's so fantastic.
The one in the back is laughing.
No expression, just regression. The tear gas going up their asses. No expression, no expression. I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad that ICE makes more money than all our veterans. MAGA world, MAGA world.
There's a video. I like it how like the ICE guys are videotaping him. We know who you are, man. Like it's not like he's trying to hide. He's got a microphone and a dinosaur costume.
And he edits these.
He's not wearing a mask.
Cut
Like
out
ICE
of the
agent.
dinosaur.
That's Robbie Rhodes, streamer.
I feel like we've actually like played something from him before. I think
he's
that's
been doing this.
I think this is like incredibly effective because it just lays so much of the cosplaying that's happening with a bunch of, they're reducing the training time, incidentally. Like most of the guys that we have seen on these ICE videos, they got whatever training they got, which I don't think is...
All hold their weapons incorrectly. Every one of them.
They have now reduced the training. They are just shuttling people through and putting them in all sorts of military gear and just letting them loose on, elderly people, kids, moms, dads. The only way, ultimately, I think, is to mock them to death on some level, because we're not going to have the weapons that they have. I find this just incredily effective.
There's the sort of movement that undid Milosevic called Otpor was in Serbia did a lot of things like this. They put a barrel in the middle of the street with Milosevic's face on it and a bat right next to it, and just let people do what they wanted to do, and like those sorts of like specifically like trying to make it light out of, like, frankly, an authoritarian regime.
Well, I mean, I think the reason it's so effective is because so much around fascism and authoritarianism is like the theater, like the the specter of power, like the theater surrounding these ICE raids. And when you undercut it with this kind of humor, it reduces its effectiveness at making people afraid, even if, ultimately very scary things are happening. So much of that is like the point. So much of the point is to make people feel afraid, to make them feel as though like more is ultimately happening or going to happen to them in the future, to keep them from mobilizing. And, once you reduce that amount of fear, that it's very effective at keeping fascists from being able to project the amount of strength that they want to. And Trump is a good example of that, because he hates being made to seem like a fool.
Yeah. And I think that, one of the things that they've been doing, they've gotten out in front of their skis. I think they thought that the assassination of Charlie Kirk would give them more of a predicate than it ultimately did.
Yeah.
And they desperately need a predicate. And so you've got, Goebbels going out there, Stephen Miller, trying to say, like, tell people, like, Portland's on fire, 100, nights in a row of people who are threatening ICE agents and whatnot. And the idea is they want the ICE agents to create the predicate that they claim is there. Yeah. And when people are showing up in costumes or singing, songs that are like mocking them, and like, the predicate just is not there. And so you've got like these, like, why are we deploying military on the streets to fight cartoon characters?
That's so true. And that's a classic tactic in escalating protests that has been used by police for decades now. Like, they show up in riot gear so that the image that people see on the television is like a riot, right? So like, if we send police in riot gears, everyone is going to feel like it's more dangerous than it is. It creates that like specter of danger that gets people all hopped up, and then it just escalates. But sending people in riot gear is like meant to give the image of something more dangerous going on than it is. Any protest that police in riot gear show up to looks like a riot by nature of the police in riot gear being there.
For weeks, all we've heard is how Trump's big, beautiful bill will cut Medicaid, but almost no one's reporting on a buried provision that would make Trump untouchable. Go to ground.news/majority to see how this bill would block judges from enforcing court orders unless you, the citizen, post a bond first. Highly credible sources warn most people can't actually afford to do this, and that's pretty obvious. So if this bill passes and Trump violates the law, it wouldn't even matter, and nobody even knows, which means the GOP's flood the zone strategy is working. And it's why I think Ground News is the best tool to expose these blind spots before it's too late. My partners built the only app and website pulling in news from across the globe, then breaking down each source's bias, credibility, and the news the right tries to bury. And considering most people take the first article they see online as fact, their browser extension is essential. What it does is it flags the source's bias and links other credible reports to verify the information. Ground News is a better version of how we're already staying informed. So I got you 40% off the same unlimited access Vantage plan that I've been using. That's just $5 a month when you go to ground.news/majority, scan my QR code, or redeem the code majority if you're using the app. With at least another 4 years of this, they're counting on you to be distracted. This app is how you stay focused. Hey folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.